And the projectionist always has to remind the audience, don't leave your snacks, spill your drinks, and ruin the whole purpose of having a silent film about an infinite staircase now. A consciousness problem. Climate change has made a lot of people talk about behavior, needing to change behavior, to not use so much fossil fuel and cause so many emissions. And now Bill Gates says manufacturing also has many problems with climate change. Humans are reducing and reducing and limiting and limiting and minimizing and minimizing and minimizing behavior to achieve their goals for their babies, their children, and their families, and completely ignoring a much, much scarier and terrifying part of climate change. Humans now have a consciousness so addicted to stimulation. As an example, I go to T-Mobile. I leave with a phone and no charger, a phone and no battery. No indication from the sales associate I would need to purchase an extra item or two to have a working phone now. But the sales associate repeatedly said, hold on, I got a text message, paused, did phone activities, and time was just ticking on by, going on by. And then the sales associate says, okay, I need your mom's account information. And he, the sales associate, would reduce our bill. Okay, I said, let me go home and get the information. I returned. He didn't recognize me. I had a different jacket I was wearing. Did work on his computer, gave me back my paper with my mom's information and said, you're all set. And I thanked him and I went home, unaware. There's now a third phone number on our account, my mom's T-Mobile account, and a new device, a tablet. Neither of us have and use and have purchased. So now there's confusion, there's misdirection, and now there's days with time wasted using an old phone with slow speeds, possibly hacked from a Tibetan Chinese landlord owner's house where there were more than a few occasions when I worried about my personal belonging security when my laptop was stolen from a locked room I rented from her and her son in Shoreline. Now, and what's completely disregarded with the insistence with behavior and racism and educating properly to fix diversity in culture, ethnicity, and dialect to be more appropriate and better for people's ears. And apparently consciousness. Now, what's lost has to do with these cultures who are suffering. Humans in general who are suffering, living with a consciousness of stimulation requirements. And these stimulation requirements are preventing conversations, interactions other than distraction and confusion. And repeating the suffering those reward providing activists from succeeding now. Racism and suffering are never eradicated with humans who are more interested in stimulation consciousness than solving problems and making decisions, and more efficiently and more compassionately assisting others, not only with climate change getting worse, politics more extreme, but a coronavirus pandemic. In a place in Seattle called Capitol Hill, where $50,000 Nordstrom windows are broken to explain a problem with fascism now. Walls are graffitied for gangs to not shoot, kill, stab, and murder each side selling drugs. And now there's no economy. Over 160 businesses gone downtown from drugs and mental health and crime and violence. Rapes have increased dramatically. Homicides exponentially. And government continuing to make life easier for those who cause harm. Worrying less about those who don't want to suffer, who want to work, who want to be a part of a civilization, and not some trick, not some hack, not some magic, but a planet Earth, a country, a city, and a state where there's a consciousness involving energy, a consciousness with time and sleep, and not some screen on some device, and not some whisper in a voice and some awareness reminder. For a human to have attention and concentration and focus in a duality continuing to get worse and worse and worse. In Seattle on Capitol Hill now, intermission 2.